Lesson 1, Favorable Terms.
Morning, Anna. I heard you've been working on a new business deal. How's that going?
It's going really well, actually. The terms are favorable for both parties.
That's great news. What kind of deal is it?
It's a partnership with a local supplier. We found common ground, and I'm really excited about the opportunities it presents.
That's fantastic. It must be a relief to have such promising terms in place.
Absolutely. We've been able to negotiate a mutually beneficial agreement.
That's the key, isn't it? Finding that sweet spot where everyone comes out ahead.
Exactly. It's all about compromising and finding the right balance.
And it sounds like you've managed to do that really well. Kudos to you.
Thank you. It's been a lot of hard work, but it's really paying off.
I'm sure it has. You must be feeling pretty proud of yourself.
I am, but I also know there's still a lot of work ahead. This is just the beginning.
Well, with a strong foundation like this, I'm sure you'll be able to build something great.
That's the plan. I'm eager to see where this partnership takes us.
I have no doubt it'll lead to amazing things. Congrats on the great deal, Anna.
Thanks, John. I appreciate your support. It means a lot.
Anytime. I'm always here if you need a sounding board or just someone to celebrate with.
I'll keep that in mind. This calls for a toast, don't you think?
Absolutely. To favorable terms and bright futures.
Lesson 2, works well for me.
Hey Anna, I heard you were looking to upgrade your office equipment. How's that going?
Great, actually. I found the perfect printer that works well for me.
Awesome, what kind of features does it have?
It has high-speed printing, wireless connectivity, and duplex printing. All the bells and whistles I was looking for.
That sounds perfect. Will there be an additional charge for the wireless capabilities?
No, thankfully, the wireless functionality is included in the base price. No extra fees.
Oh, that's a relief. Nobody likes hidden costs, you know?
Exactly. I made sure to ask about any potential add-ons during the sales pitch.
Smart move. It's all about getting the full picture up front.
Absolutely. I wanted to make sure there were no surprises down the line.
Wise approach. So, what made you decide on this particular model?
Well, the reviews were great, and the price point worked well for my budget.
Sounds like you really did your homework. That's the way to do it.
Thanks, I wanted to make sure I was getting the best value for my money.
No doubt about it. Quality and cost effectiveness, the perfect combo.
Definitely. I'm really excited to get it set up and start using it.
I bet. New tech is always fun to play with. Enjoy it.
I will, thanks, John. I'll let you know how it goes.
Please do. I'm curious to hear how it performs in the real world.
Lesson 3, that works for me.
Morning, Anna. I was wondering, are you free for a quick coffee break soon?
Hello, John, that works for me. Shall we bring some snacks and drinks?
Great idea. What kind of snacks were you thinking? I'm in the mood for something sweet.
How about we get some cookies and maybe some fruit? That should hit the spot.
Perfect. And for drinks, would you prefer coffee or tea?
I'm in the mood for coffee, but tea could be nice too. What do you think?
Coffee sounds good to me. Shall we do a mix, one coffee, one tea?
That works for me. Variety is the spice of life, as they say.
Couldn't agree more. A little something for everyone.
Exactly. We can cater to both our preferences.
Sounds like a plan. Shall we head to the break room in 10 minutes?
Sounds good. I'll grab the snacks and you can grab the drinks.
You got it. I'll meet you there shortly. This is going to be a nice little break.
I'm looking forward to it. A chance to recharge in the middle of the day.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just need to step away for a bit, you know?
Definitely. It'll help us refocus and tackle the rest of the workday.
Exactly. All right, see you in a few minutes. This'll be great.
Lesson 4, a wide selection.
Yo, Anna, have you been to that new restaurant downtown?
Yes, I have. The food selection was incredible.
Awesome, I heard they have a really diverse menu.
Absolutely. There was a wide variety of cuisines to choose from.
That's great. What kind of dishes did you try?
Well, I started with the Mediterranean sampler, which had hummus, baba ganoush, and tabbouleh.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. I love Mediterranean food.
It was so good. And for my main course, I had the Thai red curry.
Ooh, spicy. Did you enjoy that?
Definitely. The flavors were so vibrant and the heat was just perfect.
Sounds amazing. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
You should definitely check it out. The selection is really impressive.
I will for sure. Do they have any good vegetarian options?
Yes, absolutely. They have a whole section dedicated to plant-based dishes.
That's great. It's always good to see restaurants catering to different dietary needs.
Totally. They really seem to value offering a diverse range of choices.
That's awesome. Variety is the spice of life, as they say.
Exactly. I love being able to try new things and explore different cuisines.
Me too. It's such an enjoyable way to expand your palate.
Agreed. And the atmosphere at the restaurant was really nice too.
Good to hear. It sounds like the perfect place for a fun, foodie outing.
Absolutely. I can't wait to go back and explore more of the menu.
Same here. Thanks for the recommendation, Anna.
Anytime, John. Enjoy your meal when you go.
Will do. Catch you around.
Lesson 5, Family Bonds.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to talk to you about something personal.
Of course, John. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about my family lately.
I see. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good. I just feel really grateful for the support they've given me.
That's wonderful to hear. Family can be such an incredible source of strength.
Absolutely. I owe the most to my father, who's been there for me through thick and thin.
That's so admirable. A strong father-son relationship is truly special.
Definitely. And my mother, who passed away 7 years ago, also had a profound impact on me.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, John. Losing a parent must have been incredibly difficult.
It was, but her memory continues to inspire me every day.
That's a beautiful way to honor her legacy. She must have been an amazing woman.
She was. I try to embody the kindness and compassion she always showed others.
That's a wonderful tribute. I'm sure she's looking down on you with pride.
I like to think so. And my siblings have also been a constant source of support.
Family can really be the glue that holds us together, huh?
Absolutely. I don't know what I'd do without them.
It's clear they mean the world to you, John. That's truly heartwarming.
They do. I'm so grateful to have such a loving and tight-knit family.
That's really special. It's a blessing to have that kind of support system.
It really is. I'm a lucky guy.
Well, I'm glad you have that, John. Family is so important.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for listening, Anna.
Lesson 6, Travel Essentials.
Hey, Anna, I've got a quick question about travel.
Sure, what's up?
Are there any restrictions on carry-on luggage these days?
Good question. Yes, you are typically allowed one small bag and a personal item like a purse or laptop bag.
Ah, I see. And what about the size and weight limits?
Well, the size limit is usually around 22 by 14 by 9 inches, and the weight limit is typically around 40 pounds.
Okay, that's good to know. I don't want to get hit with any extra fees at the airport.
Exactly. It's always best to double check the specific policies of the airline you're flying with.
Definitely. And what about liquids in carry-on bags? I know there are some rules around that.
Right, the 311 rule: each liquid, aerosol, and gel item must be 3.4 ounces or less and fit in a single, clear, quart-sized bag.
Ah, good to refresh my memory on that. Wouldn't want to have any of my toiletries confiscated.
Haha, yeah, that would be a bummer. It's always a good idea to pack smartly and follow the TSA guidelines.
Absolutely. Any other tips for making the airport experience a little smoother?
Well, one thing that can really help is to get to the airport a bit earlier, especially if you're checking bags.
Good point. I definitely don't want to be rushing through security.
Exactly. And don't forget to have your ID and boarding pass ready to go.
Right, good call. Oh, and I should probably make sure my phone is charged, in case I need to access any digital boarding passes.
Definitely, that's a smart move. Staying organized and prepared can go a long way.
You're absolutely right. Thanks for the helpful tips, Anna. I feel more ready for my upcoming trip now.
Lesson 7: The International Olympic Committee.
Morning, Anna. I've been reading about the International Olympic Committee, IOC, and their stance on politics.
Interesting, what have you learned? I've always been curious about the IOC's approach.
Well, they've been claiming for over a century that they're not a political organization. But that seems quite debatable, don't you think?
You make a fair point. The IOC has certainly been involved in some political controversies over the years.
Exactly. I mean, just look at the boycotts and protests that have happened at various Olympic Games.
That's true. The Olympics have often been used as a platform for political statements and agendas.
Absolutely. And the IOC claims to be neutral, but their actions suggest otherwise at times.
You're right. It's a complex issue, with the IOC trying to maintain a delicate balance.
Definitely. They want to keep the Olympics as this grand, global sporting event. But politics just keeps creeping in.
I suppose it's an inherent challenge when you have nations and governments so deeply involved.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22 for the IOC. They can't really avoid the political dimension, even if they try.
I agree. It will be interesting to see how they navigate these issues going forward.
Indeed. The IOC's stance on politics is certainly a topic worth keeping an eye on.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating aspect of the Olympic movement that deserves more scrutiny.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for the insightful discussion, Anna. Lots to think about here.
Lesson 8: Reforming the Church.
Hey, Anna, have you been following the debate around reforming the church?
I have been quite fascinated by it. There's certainly a lot of disagreement between leaders and the church.
Absolutely. The Protestants, in particular, have some pretty strong views on issues like priest celibacy.
Right, they believe that priests should be allowed to marry, unlike the Catholic Church's stance.
Exactly. And there are other doctrinal differences too, like the role of scripture versus tradition.
The Protestants put a greater emphasis on the Bible as the sole source of religious authority.
Precisely. They've really challenged the Catholic Church's reliance on things like papal decrees and church councils.
It's a fundamental clash in views on the nature of religious authority, isn't it?
Definitely. And it's led to some pretty heated debates and even outright conflicts over the years.
No doubt. The Reformation was a tumultuous time, with a lot of political and social upheaval.
Absolutely. It's fascinating to see how these religious debates have shaped the course of history.
I agree. The ramifications of the Reformation are still felt today, centuries later.
Certainly. It really highlights the power of ideas and beliefs to drive such profound societal changes.
Absolutely. It's a great example of how religion and politics can become so intertwined.
Definitely. There's always the delicate balance between the spiritual and the temporal.
Right, and the Reformation really challenged the traditional power structures in a big way.
Exactly. It's a rich and complex topic, with so much to unpack.
Definitely. It's the kind of discussion that can really get the mind going.
Absolutely. I'm glad we get to explore these ideas together, Anna.
Lesson 9: Dreaming of a Tropical Getaway.
Hey Anna, where are you thinking of going for your next vacation?
Well, I've been daydreaming about a tropical getaway lately. I could really use a break from the cold weather.
Absolutely, a little sun and sand sounds heavenly right about now. Do you have any specific destinations in mind?
I've been eyeing a few places in the Caribbean. The turquoise waters and white sandy beaches are so appealing.
Ooh, the Caribbean would be fantastic. I've heard the food and culture are incredible too.
Exactly. I'd love to indulge in some authentic local cuisine and maybe even learn a few dance moves.
That sounds like an amazing time. I'm sure you'd come back feeling refreshed and rejuvenated.
Definitely. It would be the perfect antidote to the daily grind. I need to start looking into flights and accommodations.
Well, let me know if you need any recommendations. I have a friend who just came back from Belize and raved about it.
Belize, huh? I'll have to look into that. The photos I've seen of the barrier reef are stunning.
Agreed. And I heard the people are so friendly and welcoming too. It might be just the kind of escape you're craving.
I think you're right. A tropical getaway is sounding better and better the more we talk about it.
I'm happy I could help inspire your vacation planning a bit. Just don't forget to invite me when you book your trip.
Haha, deal. I'll make sure to save you a spot on the beach.
Looking forward to it. In the meantime, I'll live vicariously through your travel plans.
Lesson 10: The History of Automobiles.
Morning, Anna. Did you know that the first cars were called horseless carriages back in the late 1800s?
Hello, John. That's really interesting. I didn't realize they were called that. What else do you know about the early history of automobiles?
Well, in 1896, a German engineer named Carl Benz completed a car that could run smoothly without a horse. It had a 3 horsepower engine and a top speed of 10 miles per hour.
Wow, that's incredible. I can't imagine driving a car that only went 10 miles per hour. How did it compare to horses and traditional carriages at the time?
It was a major technological breakthrough. The horseless carriage was much faster and more efficient than a horse-drawn cart. Although it was still pretty slow, it showed the potential for this new mode of transportation.
I bet people were pretty amazed to see these early cars driving around. Did they catch on quickly, or did it take some time for them to become more mainstream?
It took a while for them to become popular. In the early 1900s, cars were still very expensive and unreliable. But as manufacturing techniques improved, prices came down and they started gaining wider acceptance.
That makes sense. I imagine it was quite an adjustment for society to shift from horses to these newfangled automobiles. Do you know what some of the key innovations were that helped cars become more practical?
Absolutely. Things like the electric starter, more powerful engines, and better braking systems were huge developments that made cars much more user-friendly. The assembly line production pioneered by Henry Ford also helped make them more affordable.
Fascinating. It's amazing how far automobiles have come in just over a century. I'd love to hear more about the evolution of car technology if you have time.
For sure, I'm happy to dive deeper into the history of cars. There are so many interesting milestones and innovations that have shaped the industry over the years.
Lesson 11: Gardening Conversations.
Hey Anna, have you been doing any gardening lately?
Morning, John. Yes, I've been getting my hands dirty in the garden lately. Have you been tending to your plants as well?
Absolutely. I'm trying to get rid of those pesky weeds that keep popping up. Do you have any tips for dealing with weeds effectively?
Oh, I definitely know the struggle with weeds. One thing that's worked well for me is to pull them out by the roots so they won't grow back.
Ah, that makes sense. I've been trying to pull them, but some of them seem to keep coming back. Is there a trick to getting the whole root system out?
Definitely. Make sure you get the roots out completely, don't just cut the weed at the surface. And try to pull after it's rained, when the soil is a bit softer.
Excellent advice. I'll have to give that a try. The weeds have been really choking out my good plants, so I need to get them under control.
I know what you mean. Weeds can really take over if you don't stay on top of them. Have you also tried mulching around your plants to help prevent new weeds from sprouting?
Mulching, good idea. I haven't done that yet, but I've heard it's an effective way to suppress weed growth. What kind of mulch do you recommend?
Wood chips or shredded bark work really well. They create a physical barrier that blocks sunlight and stops weed seeds from germinating.
Excellent, thanks for the tip. I'm going to pick some up this weekend and get that mulch down. Hopefully, it will help me finally get those weeds under control.
I'm sure it will make a big difference. Let me know how it goes, I'm always happy to share more gardening advice.
Will do, thanks, Anna. Talking with you has me all fired up to tackle my weed problem this weekend.
Lesson 12, The Independence Odyssey.
Greetings, Anna. Did you know that the United States became an independent country over 200 years ago?
Wow, really? That's quite a long time ago. It must have been an incredible journey to get there.
Absolutely. The path to independence was full of challenges and sacrifices.
I can only imagine. Gaining freedom from a powerful empire like Britain must have been no easy feat.
Definitely not. It took years of struggle and determination before the Declaration of Independence was signed.
I've read a bit about the American Revolution, but I'd love to learn more about the key events and figures.
It's a fascinating history, for sure. The Founding Fathers played such a pivotal role in shaping the nation.
Absolutely. Names like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin are legendary.
Exactly. Their vision and leadership were essential in establishing the United States as we know it today.
It's remarkable how a group of determined colonies were able to overthrow the British Empire.
You're right. It's a true underdog story that still inspires people around the world.
Definitely. The idea of a country fighting for its liberty and winning is so powerful.
Definitely. The American Revolution is a testament to the human spirit and the power of perseverance.
Absolutely. It's a story that has resonated for centuries and continues to shape global politics.
You're right. The legacy of American independence is still felt today, over 200 years later.
It's amazing to think about how much the world has changed since then, but the core values remain.
Exactly. The principles of democracy, freedom, and self governance that were established then still guide the nation.
It's truly inspiring. The American story is one of resilience, courage, and the triumph of the human spirit.
Well said, Anna. The American Revolution is a shining example of what can be accomplished when people unite for a common cause.
Lesson 13: Navigating the Challenges of Learning.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately.
Hello, John. What's up? I'm all ears.
Well, I've been finding it really tough to stay motivated with my studies lately. I feel like I'm just not making the progress I'd hoped for.
I completely understand. Tackling new subjects and trying to learn can be such a challenge sometimes.
Exactly. I appreciate that it's hard work, but it's just so easy to get discouraged, you know?
Absolutely. But I think it's important to remember that progress isn't always linear. There are bound to be ups and downs.
That's a really good point. I guess I just need to be a bit more patient with myself and celebrate the small wins along the way.
Definitely. And don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. I'm always happy to lend an ear or provide any advice I can.
Thanks, Anna. I really appreciate that. It's comforting to know I have your support.
Of course. We're in this together. Learning can be tough, but with the right mindset and support system, I know you can do it.
You're right. I'm going to try to focus on the positive and keep pushing forward. Maybe we can even study together sometimes?
I'd love that. We can motivate each other and tackle those subjects as a team.
Sounds like a plan. I'm feeling a bit more energized already just talking to you about this.
I'm glad I could help. Remember, you've got this. Just take it one step at a time.
Will do. Thanks again, Anna. I knew I could count on you.
Lesson 14: Empowering Local Communities.
Morning, Anna. Have you heard about that new health initiative in the rural areas?
Oh yes, I've been reading about it. It's such a wonderful program.
Definitely. I'm really impressed by how it's been empowering the local communities.
Absolutely. The way it's provided basic medical training to the people there is so impactful.
I know, right? It's giving them the tools to take better care of themselves and their families.
Exactly. And it's all done in a really accessible and community-focused way.
Definitely. The program has really prioritized involving the locals every step of the way.
Absolutely. That's what makes it so effective and sustainable in the long run.
Definitely. Too often, these types of initiatives are imposed from the outside.
Exactly. But this one has really made an effort to empower the local community.
Absolutely. And the results speak for themselves: healthier people, stronger communities.
Definitely. It's such an inspiring example of how to do community development the right way.
Couldn't agree more. I wish more programs would take this kind of approach.
Me too. It just shows what's possible when you really listen to the needs of the people.
Exactly. And engage them as active partners in the process.
Definitely. It's a model that I hope gets replicated in other underserved areas.
Absolutely. This initiative is making a real difference in people's lives.
Exactly. It's the kind of thing that really restores your faith in the power of community.
Definitely. I'm glad we have programs like this to look to for inspiration.
Lesson 15: The Horrors of Landmines.
Anna, have you heard about the devastating impacts of landmines?
Yes, it's a truly horrific issue. The thought of innocent lives being lost to these weapons is heartbreaking.
Absolutely. When you look at the mangled bodies, some of them children, it's just gut-wrenching.
I can't even imagine the pain and suffering these victims endure. It's a cruel and indiscriminate weapon.
Exactly. Landmines don't discriminate between soldiers and civilians, adults and children.
It's a terrible legacy that lingers long after conflicts have ended. These devices continue to maim and kill for decades.
Tragically, you're right. Even in areas where wars have been over for years, landmines remain a deadly threat.
It's such a complex and difficult problem to solve. Removing these mines is an enormous undertaking.
Definitely. And the cost of clearing them is staggering, both financially and in terms of human lives lost.
Not to mention the emotional toll on affected communities. Living in fear of these hidden killers must be agonizing.
Absolutely. The psychological trauma is just as devastating as the physical injuries.
It's heartbreaking to think of the families torn apart, the dreams shattered by these indiscriminate weapons.
You're right. Landmines don't just destroy bodies, they destroy lives, communities, and futures.
It's a global crisis that demands urgent attention and action. The world must come together to end this scourge.
Definitely. Banning landmines, clearing existing ones, and supporting victims should be a top priority.
Agreed. It's a complex challenge, but one we have a moral obligation to tackle head-on.
Absolutely. The lives at stake are too precious to ignore. We must do everything in our power to eradicate landmines.
Well said, John. This is an issue that deserves our unwavering commitment and compassion.
Absolutely. Together, we can work towards a world free from the horrors of landmines.
Lesson 16, Mastering Nonverbal Communication.
Morning, Anna. Have you seen any positive examples of effective body language lately?
I have. I was observing a presentation the other day, and the speaker had such a commanding presence.
Oh, really? What kinds of nonverbal cues did they use that made the presentation so engaging?
Well, they maintained strong eye contact with the audience, used open and confident gestures, and had an excellent posture.
Ah, yes, those are all classic signs of effective body language. It makes such a difference in how the message is received.
Definitely. And it's not just about the speaker, the audience's body language is important too, isn't it?
Absolutely. Engaged listeners will often nod, lean forward, and mirror the speaker's energy and enthusiasm.
Exactly. Good body language is a two-way street in communication.
Definitely. And it's not just for formal presentations, Even in casual conversations, body language can make or break the interaction.
That's a great point. Things like hand gestures, head tilts, and facial expressions can convey so much.
Exactly. It's amazing how much we can communicate without even saying a word.
It really is. And the best part is, we can all practice and improve our nonverbal communication skills.
Definitely. Little things like maintaining an open posture, making eye contact, and using purposeful gestures can go a long way.
Absolutely. It's a skill that's worth refining, both for personal and professional situations.
I agree. Mastering nonverbal communication can make us more confident, charismatic, and effective communicators.
Definitely. It's a game changer in so many aspects of our lives.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating topic, and one that can really enhance our overall communication abilities.
Lesson 17, Exploring the Big Apple.
Hey Anna, did you know that New York City is one of the largest and most populated cities in the world?
Really? I've always wanted to visit New York. What can you tell me about it?
Well, the city has a population of over 8.6 million people, making it the largest city in the United States.
Wow, that's incredible. I can't even imagine what it must be like to live in a city that big.
It's definitely a bustling and vibrant place. There's always something to do, from world-class museums and theaters to incredible food and nightlife.
It sounds like a dream destination. What are some of the iconic landmarks or attractions you'd recommend seeing?
Oh, there are so many. You've got the Statue of Liberty, Central Park, the Empire State Building, Times Square, the list goes on.
I'd love to see the Statue of Liberty in person. That must be an amazing sight.
Absolutely. And the view from the top of the Empire State Building is just breathtaking.
I can only imagine. New York seems like such a diverse and dynamic city. I'd love to experience the energy for myself someday.
You definitely should. It's like nowhere else in the world. The food, the culture, the people, it's all so vibrant and unique.
I'm getting more and more excited about the idea of visiting New York. It's definitely going on my travel bucket list.
Well, you've got a friend who can give you all the inside scoop when you do make it there. Just let me know.
I'll definitely take you up on that. Thanks for telling me all about the wonders of New York. It's got me dreaming of my next adventure.
Anytime, Anna. I'm always happy to share my love for the Big Apple. Can't wait to hear about your experiences there someday.
Lesson 18, Hotel Hospitality.
Morning, Anna. Did you know that most modern hotels have elevators these days?
Really? I guess that makes sense, especially for taller buildings. Is that a common feature in hotels?
Absolutely. Having an elevator is essential for providing easy access and accessibility for guests.
That's a good point. I can imagine it would be quite inconvenient to have to climb several flights of stairs with luggage.
Exactly. The elevator allows guests to quickly and conveniently get to their rooms, no matter the floor.
That's a really thoughtful design feature. It must make the hotel experience much more comfortable for visitors.
Definitely. Hotels are all about providing excellent customer service and making guests feel at home.
I imagine the elevator is just one of the many amenities hotels offer these days to enhance the guest experience.
You're right. Things like air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and even concierge services are becoming standard in many hotels.
Wow, it sounds like the hospitality industry has really stepped up its game to cater to modern travelers' needs.
Absolutely. Hotels are constantly evolving to stay competitive and meet the expectations of their guests.
That's really interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I'm booking a hotel stay.
It's definitely worth considering the amenities and services a hotel provides. It can make all the difference in your overall experience.
Good to know. Thanks for sharing all this helpful information about the modern hotel industry, John.
Happy to provide the insights, Anna. Let me know if you have any other questions as you plan your next trip.
Lesson 19, Dining Delights.
Evening, Anna. Have you noticed how many restaurant options there are these days?
You're right, the dining scene has really expanded. It can be hard to choose sometimes.
Definitely. There are so many different cuisines and dining experiences to explore.
That's true. From cozy family-owned bistros to trendy fusion restaurants, the variety is amazing.
Absolutely. It seems like new and interesting eateries are popping up all the time.
I know. It's great for foodies like us, but it can be overwhelming trying to decide where to go.
That's a good point. With so many options, it can be tricky to find the perfect spot for a night out.
Exactly. Sometimes I end up spending way too much time researching reviews and menus online.
I hear you. But that's part of the fun, isn't it? Exploring the culinary landscape.
You're right, it is exciting to discover new favorite restaurants. The hunt can be half the adventure.
Definitely. And you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem.
Exactly. That's what makes dining out in the city so much fun and full of surprises.
I agree. The diverse restaurant scene is one of the best parts about living in an urban area.
Definitely. There's always something new to try, which keeps the foodie in me very happy.
I'm with you there. Trying new restaurants is one of my favorite weekend activities.
Same here. It's the perfect way to spice up the routine and expand our palates.
Absolutely. I'm already looking forward to our next culinary adventure, Anna.